Over 60? Eat this each morning to stop leg muscle loss fast. Have you ever wondered why, after the age of 60, so many people suddenly start losing their strength? Why climbing stairs feels harder, balance becomes shaky, or why a simple stumble can turn into a serious injury? The truth is, most of this decline isn't just old age. It's often caused by something much simpler: the way we start our mornings. Now, the title of today's video might sound bold. Eat this each morning to stop leg muscle loss fast. You might be thinking, come on, can food really make that big of a difference? Or maybe you completely agree, because you've already noticed how much better you feel on days when you fuel your body right. Either way, I want you to keep an open mind, because what I'm about to share may surprise you. See, here's the shocking part. Every night while you sleep, your body breaks down muscle tissue for energy. If you don't give it the right fuel in the morning, that breakdown continues, and over time, your legs grow weaker, step by step, day by day. But here's the good news. You can stop this process and even reverse it, simply by making the right choice at breakfast. In this video, I'll reveal 5 specific foods, counting down from number 5 all the way to number 1, that can literally protect your muscles, restore your strength, and keep you steady on your feet. And trust me, the number 1 food on this list is something almost nobody talks about, yet it can be absolutely life-changing. Before we dive in, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, share this video with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel. That way, we can keep bringing you powerful health tips that help you stay strong, independent, and full of life. All right, are you ready? Let's get started with number 5. Starting off at number 5, we have a food that's been misunderstood for decades, yet it remains one of the most powerful allies for anyone over 60. The humble whole egg. Now, for years, eggs were unfairly criticized. Headlines screamed about cholesterol, doctors told patients to avoid yolks, and entire generations grew up believing that separating the white from the yolk was the healthy choice. But here's the truth. Modern research has completely flipped that old narrative. Whole eggs, when eaten in moderation as part of a balanced diet, are not only safe for most older adults, they're actually one of the most complete and effective foods you can eat to protect your muscles. Let's break this down. First, eggs are loaded with high-quality protein, and more importantly, they're rich in an amino acid called leucine. Think of leucine as the light switch that flips your body from breakdown mode into repair and rebuild mode. Without leucine, your muscles can't get the signal to start recovering, even if you eat other protein sources. And here's the catch. As we age, our bodies develop something called anabolic resistance. That means your muscles become less sensitive to protein signals. What worked when you were 25 won't cut it at 65. You need more leucine-rich foods to spark the same repair response, and that's exactly why eggs shine. But the benefits don't stop there. The yolk, yes, the part many people throw away, is actually the nutrient powerhouse. Inside the yolk, you'll find vitamin D, crucial for both bone strength and muscle contraction. Low vitamin D is one of the leading hidden causes of falls in seniors. Vitamin B12, which keeps your nerves sharp, so the signals from your brain reach your muscles without delay. Choline, an underrated nutrient that improves coordination between nerves and muscles, helping you stay balanced and steady on your feet. And let's not forget heme iron, the form of iron that your body absorbs most easily, delivering oxygen to your leg muscles so they don't fatigue as quickly. I'll share a quick story from my practice. A 72-year-old patient of mine, let's call her Mrs. Parker, used to separate her egg whites from the yolks every morning. She was terrified of cholesterol and thought she was protecting her heart. But what she didn't realize was that she was robbing her body of critical nutrients. After I encouraged her to return to eating 1 or 2 whole eggs each morning, something remarkable happened. Within just 3 months, her walking speed improved. She felt less winded climbing stairs, and most importantly, she told me she no longer feared losing her balance in the grocery store aisle. That transformation didn't come from a new medication or an expensive supplement. It came from simply bringing the yolk back into her breakfast plate. Now, how should you prepare them? The method matters. Boiled, poached, or lightly scrambled with a drizzle of olive oil are fantastic ways to keep all the nutrients intact. What you want to avoid is drowning them in butter or pairing them with processed meats like bacon or sausages, because that extra saturated fat and sodium will cancel out many of the benefits. For most older adults, 1 to 2 whole eggs within the first hour of waking is enough to trigger muscle repair and fuel your legs for the day ahead. It's such a small, practical change, but it can set the tone for how your body feels, not just in the morning, but throughout the entire day. And here's the kicker. Eggs aren't just food. They're a signal. They're like the green light your muscles have been waiting for after a long night of breakdown. By giving your body that signal, you're telling it, don't weaken, repair, rebuild, and get stronger. But remember, eggs are only the beginning of this journey. They're the first step on our list, and while they're powerful, the foods ahead will build on this foundation in ways you probably haven't considered. Coming in at number 4, we have what many Americans like to call the ultimate morning power bowl: oatmeal combined with chia seeds. At first glance, it might seem ordinary, even boring. But when you look closer, this simple duo is like a shield for your muscles, especially if you're over 60. Here's why. After the age of 60, your body becomes far more sensitive to swings in blood sugar. If your breakfast causes a sharp spike followed by a crash, you'll feel drained, your energy fades, and your muscles won't get the steady supply of fuel they need to repair themselves. That's where oatmeal comes in. Oats are packed with beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber that slows digestion and helps release glucose gradually into the bloodstream. Think of it as turning on a steady faucet instead of a fire hose. You get a controlled stream of energy instead of a flood followed by emptiness. Now, when you add chia seeds to that bowl, you take things to an entirely different level. Chia seeds are like tiny nutrient bombs. They're loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which fight chronic inflammation, a hidden enemy of muscle health. Inflammation, left unchecked, eats away at your joints, weakens your muscles, and accelerates the aging process. Omega-3s act like a fire extinguisher, calming down that smoldering flame inside your body. But that's not all. Chia seeds are rich in magnesium, calcium, and potassium, the electrolytes that keep your muscles contracting and relaxing properly. Without them, you're far more likely to wake up with morning stiffness, cramps, or that uneasy feeling of weakness in your legs. On top of that, chia seeds expand and form a gel-like texture when soaked. That gel helps you stay hydrated for longer, which is another key to keeping your muscles strong and resilient. Let me share a fascinating piece of science. A study from Harvard University followed older adults who ate oats regularly. The results? Those who included oatmeal in their diet had up to a 30% lower risk of early muscle decline compared to those who didn't. That's not just theory. That's a measurable difference in how well people could move, balance, and stay independent. And here's a story from my own practice. One of my patients, Mr. Ramirez, age 70, used to skip breakfast or grab a donut with coffee. He often complained of leg cramps and fatigue by mid-morning. I suggested he switch to a simple bowl of oatmeal with a tablespoon of chia seeds. Within weeks, he noticed his energy no longer crashed before lunch, and those painful cramps that had bothered him for years nearly disappeared. He told me, "Doctor, I feel like my mornings finally have some stability again." Sometimes the smallest changes deliver the biggest relief. So how do you make this practical? It's easier than you think. Cook rolled oats or steel-cut oats in water or low-fat milk. Avoid instant packets with added sugar. After cooking, stir in 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. Then top it with a few banana slices or a handful of blueberries. The banana provides extra potassium for your muscles, while blueberries deliver antioxidants that protect against oxidative stress, another factor in muscle aging. The result? A bowl that doesn't just taste good. It actively works to keep your legs stronger and more energized. And here's the best part. This isn't some exotic health food. Oats and chia are affordable, widely available, and easy to prepare. You don't need fancy supplements or complicated recipes. Just a bowl, a spoon, and 10 minutes in the morning. Coming in at number 3, we have a bright yellow fruit that's soft, sweet, and almost always sitting on the kitchen counter. But inside, it holds a powerful secret for keeping your muscles working smoothly. The banana. Now, bananas often get overlooked because they seem too ordinary, but when it comes to muscle health, they're nothing short of essential. The main reason is potassium, one of the body's most important electrolytes. Potassium is the mineral that keeps your muscles and nerves in sync. It regulates the tiny electrical signals that allow muscles to contract and relax properly. Without enough potassium, those signals misfire. That's when you get cramps, twitching, or sudden weakness in your legs. Here's a simple picture. Think of your muscles as a symphony orchestra. Potassium is the conductor. Without it, the instruments fall out of rhythm, and what should be smooth coordination turns into chaos. A single medium banana provides around 400 milligrams of potassium, about 10% of your daily requirement. And since more than half of older adults don't get enough potassium, that one banana suddenly becomes a big deal. But potassium isn't the only gift this fruit offers. Bananas are also rich in vitamin B6, which is vital for nerve health. Strong muscles don't mean much if your nerves can't fire messages to them quickly and accurately. Vitamin B6 ensures that your nervous system works like high-speed internet, fast, reliable, and efficient. When B6 is lacking, those signals slow down, and your muscles respond sluggishly. Here's a fascinating, lesser-known secret. Green, slightly underripe bananas contain a special type of carbohydrate called resistant starch. This starch doesn't digest in your small intestine. Instead, it feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. Why does that matter for muscles? Because a healthy gut improves how your body absorbs key minerals like calcium and magnesium, the very minerals your muscles rely on for strength and flexibility. It's like upgrading your digestive system to a more efficient engine, so every bite of food works harder for you. Let me share a quick patient story. One gentleman I worked with, Mr. Harris, age 68, struggled with nightly leg cramps that would wake him up around 2 a.m. He assumed it was just old age. No, I suggested he add half a banana with his evening Greek yogurt. Within 2 weeks, his cramps reduced dramatically. He came back to me and said, "Doctor, I actually slept through the night for the first time in months." That's the power of simply restoring electrolytes like potassium in a natural way. Now, a quick practical tip. While bananas are healthy, eating them on an empty stomach can sometimes cause a spike in blood sugar, especially for those with diabetes or insulin sensitivity. A smarter approach is to pair banana slices with protein or fiber. For example, add banana slices on top of oatmeal, or mix half a banana into a bowl of Greek yogurt. This slows down sugar absorption, turning what could have been a quick burst of energy into a steady supply of fuel that lasts. And here's another adjustment. If you're dealing with diabetes, choose smaller bananas, or ones that are slightly green, since they have less sugar and more resistant starch. If you have kidney disease, you'll want to ask your doctor about potassium limits, since too much potassium can be an issue in those cases. But for most healthy adults over 60, a banana a day is one of the simplest, safest, and most effective tools for keeping your legs steady and muscles firing properly. So don't underestimate this fruit. It's not just a snack. It's a natural electrolyte supplement, a nerve protector, and even a gut health booster wrapped in a convenient peel. At number 2, we find a food that's both familiar and surprisingly powerful: Greek yogurt. Think of it as a natural IV drip for your muscles, delivering a steady stream of nutrients that keep your body strong throughout the morning. So what makes Greek yogurt stand out from the regular yogurt you've probably eaten for years? It's all in the way it's made. Greek yogurt is strained more thoroughly, removing excess liquid and leaving behind a dense, creamy product packed with nearly double the protein of standard yogurt. And protein is exactly what aging muscles crave. But it's not just about the amount of protein, it's about the type. Greek yogurt provides both whey and casein, two complementary proteins. Whey is fast-digesting and rich in leucine, the amino acid that acts like a switch, telling your muscles, "Start repairing now." Casein, on the other hand, is slow-digesting. It trickles amino acids into your bloodstream for hours, protecting your muscles from breakdown and giving them a long-lasting supply of raw materials for repair. Together, they form a perfect 1-2 punch. An instant trigger, plus sustained support. Then there's the mineral side of the equation. Greek yogurt is an excellent source of calcium and vitamin D, two nutrients that don't just strengthen bones, but also play critical roles in muscle function. Calcium is what allows your muscles to contract in the first place. Without it, every step feels weaker. Vitamin D improves calcium absorption and helps regulate muscle fibers. Deficiencies in vitamin D are shockingly common in older adults and are linked to higher risks of falls and fractures. Simply adding Greek yogurt to your breakfast helps close that gap, making you both steadier on your feet and better protected from bone loss. Here's a story that still makes me smile. A 68-year-old patient of mine, Mr. Thompson, had been struggling with knee pain and stiffness that made climbing stairs a daily battle. He assumed it was just arthritis catching up with him. I suggested he start his mornings with 1 serving of plain Greek yogurt, paired with some fruit. Just 2 months later, he reported that his legs felt lighter, the ache in his knees had eased, and he could climb the stairs of his home without stopping halfway. He told me, "Doctor, I thought I'd have to give up gardening. Now I'm back tending to my roses every morning." That's the difference one small, consistent habit can make. And there's even more to Greek yogurt. It's loaded with probiotics, the beneficial bacteria that support gut health. Why does that matter for your muscles? Because if your digestive system isn't absorbing nutrients properly, it doesn't matter how healthy your diet looks on paper. Probiotics help ensure that minerals like magnesium, calcium, and potassium actually make it into your bloodstream, where your muscles and nerves can use them. It's like fixing the wiring in your house before flipping on the light switch. Everything works more efficiently. Practical tip: when choosing Greek yogurt, go for plain, unsweetened varieties. Many flavored versions are loaded with added sugar, which works against your muscle health. If you prefer a little sweetness, add fresh berries or a drizzle of honey. And for those who are lactose intolerant, don't worry. There are now lactose-free options and even goat or sheep milk varieties that are easier to digest. So, Greek yogurt isn't just breakfast. It's a comprehensive support system for your muscles, bones, and even your gut. Smooth, creamy, satisfying, and deeply nourishing, it's one of the simplest yet most effective foods you can add to your morning routine. Topping our list at number 1, we have a food that surprises almost everyone: the humble steamed sweet potato sprinkled with a pinch of natural mineral salt. It might sound too simple to be powerful, but for older adults, this breakfast choice can be truly life-changing. Let's start with the basics. Sweet potatoes are an incredible source of complex carbohydrates. Unlike white bread or sugary cereals that cause blood sugar to spike and crash, sweet potatoes release energy slowly and steadily. Think of it as a battery that charges your body evenly throughout the morning. This means no mid-morning slump, no sudden fatigue, and no roller coaster dips in energy. Instead, your muscles receive a steady stream of fuel that helps them contract, recover, and stay strong well into the day. Beyond steady energy, sweet potatoes deliver an impressive package of nutrients. They're rich in potassium, which regulates muscle contractions and prevents cramping. They provide magnesium, the mineral that calms muscle fibers and reduces stiffness. And let's not forget vitamin C, often overlooked in the context of muscle health. Vitamin C is essential for collagen production, the protein that holds muscles, tendons, and bones together. Without enough collagen support, even strong muscles can't perform properly because the scaffolding that anchors them weakens. Now, here's where sweet potatoes truly stand apart. The comparison. Most common breakfast carbs, like white toast, bagels, or sugary cereals, flood your bloodstream with glucose. They give you a burst of energy, but it's short-lived and often followed by a crash. Sweet potatoes, on the other hand, act like a slow-release power bank. Instead of draining you, they sustain you. For older adults who already face age-related dips in metabolism, this difference is enormous. It's the distinction between feeling sluggish and unsteady versus feeling energized and ready to move. And what about the mineral salt? This is the secret upgrade that makes this dish a true powerhouse. Unlike ordinary table salt, which is stripped down to almost pure sodium, natural mineral salts, like Himalayan pink salt or Celtic sea salt, contain dozens of trace minerals. These include calcium, magnesium, and zinc, all of which support nerve signaling and muscle function. For seniors who often wake up slightly dehydrated, a small pinch of mineral salt helps restore electrolyte balance, improving circulation and reducing morning stiffness. The key here is moderation. Just a pinch, not a heavy shake. Let me share a real-world example. One of my patients, Mrs. Andrews, 74, had struggled with morning fatigue for years. She relied on toast and coffee to start her day, but by 10 a.m., she felt drained and needed to sit down. I suggested she try replacing the toast with half a steamed sweet potato topped with a pinch of Himalayan salt, paired with a boiled egg. Within 3 weeks, she reported a dramatic difference. Her mornings felt steady, she had fewer leg cramps, and she even started walking around her neighborhood again because she felt confident in her energy levels. Sometimes, the most effective changes come from the simplest foods. Practical application couldn't be easier. Steam or bake a medium sweet potato until tender. Slice it open, add just a pinch of mineral-rich salt, and enjoy it warm. For extra muscle support, pair it with a boiled egg or a spoonful of Greek yogurt. The combination of steady energy from the sweet potato, electrolytes from the salt, and protein from the egg creates a breakfast trifecta that strengthens muscles from every angle. So while sweet potatoes may not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think of breakfast, they deserve the top spot on this list. Affordable, accessible, and packed with benefits, they provide the long-lasting energy and mineral support your muscles need to carry you confidently through the day. Growing older doesn't have to mean growing weaker. Every single morning you have a choice: to let your body slip further into decline, or to send it the signal to rebuild, to repair, and to get stronger. And trust me, strong legs don't just mean easier walking or steadier steps. They mean independence, freedom, and dignity. If this video gave you value, do me a favor, hit that like button, and share it with your parents, grandparents, or anyone you care about. Because sometimes, one small change at breakfast can reshape the entire journey of aging. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, so you never miss out on the powerful health secrets we'll be uncovering. Secrets you simply won't find anywhere else.